Okay, we can do a little walk around, go through, try to go through all the systems in one video and just show what's working and everything. So bear with me here. We'll do the basics. Glow plug, you saw the preheat come on really fast. It's already warm, so that will stay on a little longer when it's cold. And then you have an oil filter light there. Let's see. Windows, driver's side window, passenger side window. Okay, those are both good. You have your sliding windows here, like nice locking on those. Right. Radio. Got a speaker here. Speaker there. Right, obviously the clock might be a little off with daylight savings time. We have a DC to DC 24 volt to 12 volt converter for charging and any other stuff there. And this does work. I believe you can still plug stuff into this if it's not super sensitive. But glove box, nice satisfying clunk there. You have your standard console with sub-compartment. And, oh, that's the fuse cover. I was looking for that. All right. What else? Let's maybe pop the hood and take a look at a couple things. Oh, we can do these lights real quick. These are just controlled right here with an on and off switch. I did not install these. They came with the vehicle, but as you can see, they're both working. Might as well do headlights too. We'll do running lights first. You can see running lights working. We fill on headlights and add a blinker in there. Just okay. With the other blinker, I just turn the headlights off to conserve battery. And rear blinkers. There you go. Other rear blinker. I have to trust me on the brake lights since I don't have an assistant right here to help out, but well, we can get the running lights in the back. At least there's that. All working. Internal light, previous to me, it looks like someone put the wrong bulb in there. It does turn on, but I leave it off just because door probably works too, but I don't really use that much. So just want to make sure nothing goes wrong there. So I just keep it off. Rear wiper does not work. Neither does the rear spray nozzle. Actually, this rear spray nozzle may work. I just have never tested it. But this probably needs a new wiper motor in the door. It's usually the first motor that ever goes out on any of these vehicles. Doors are working well. Had these hinges redone. This is a big spare. It's heavy, and so the bigger you go, the easier it is to wear out those hinges. So this is a pretty worn out spare. It would get you out of something in a pinch, but you don't want to put a lot of miles on it. But it is a little heavy. These newer hinges are handling it pretty well though. Let's see, I could do, I'll do wipers and AC in a different video because I don't want to run the wipers dry. Let's see. Oh, let's turn those off. Of course, you have parking brake light, dash lights up, tilting steering wheel. All the gauges are working correctly. Let's see. AC is working correctly. I'll do another video. And oh yeah, let's pop the hood. Oh yes, before we do that, suspension seats, adjustable for weight. This is in kilograms. On both sides are in working order. Okay, engine bay compartment. This was built up for cold weather service, I believe in Japan. So you'll see lots of plugs and wires here, and a couple more up top. Those go to the battery warmer sleeves and to a warming pad for the oil pan, and possibly the transmission too, I can't remember. They all do work. I've made sure they warm up and whatnot, but it's Texas, so I haven't really ever had to use that. We have new belts on here. Of course, washer fluid. There are washers that work for the headlights, although I've left that empty and never attempted to use it, just because it's a system you don't use very often, and so I'm actually not sure if the pump for that works, but most people don't really rely on that. Fresh oil, fresh filter after the last service earlier this year. Brakes have been bled during that service as well. Yeah, so horn works. You have manually locking hubs for four-wheel drive. Of course, so I think there was a model of these that came with the electric locker. That button does turn on and turns a light on, but because they've been converted to manual or were not optioned electric, you can't use this to lock the hubs. This does engage high 4 though. And then you of course have your shifter down here for four-wheel drive, which is working. PTO winch controller here. You'll see I have this zip tied. The only reason for that is something inside that handle kind of rattles, and I'm like kind of OCD about rattles, so I anything that makes noise, I try to eliminate that. So this is to kind of put a little pressure on it so it doesn't rattle as much, but it doesn't actually do, you know, it's sturdy and whatnot. I just try to reduce the rattle. I don't even know if it's working that well at this point. I've never quite figured out there's probably a loose little plastic piece in there or something. The PTO is tested to be working when I bought the vehicle, tested at the Land Cruiser place. I have never had to use it, so your mileage may vary. Some people like keeping this on here. It's a pretty stout piece of machinery. Others will convert it, you know, to an electric winch. It's really up to the owner. But I've never used it, partially because it's a little complicated. You have to, you know, put it in gear while the truck's in gear, and I've never gotten it stuck either, so thankfully. This is a dedicated snorkel that goes directly into the air filter. You can see the filter you know, goes into this hole in the body. Brand new air filter. Yeah, I think that does it for this first video, and then I'll add a few extra things in the second video.